What's up, everybody? Derek Anderson, the DA. All right, check it out. So Harry Potter is back, coming back in 2026 for the TV series. David Zaslav made the announcement during the Warner Brothers earning call. And yeah, he's also touting JK Rowling's involvement. He's like, yes, JK Rowling is involved. We've been having lots and lots of conversations with her. Oh, it's going to be wonderful to work with her, on and on and on. And you know, of course, that pisses people off that think that JK Rowling is some sort of a transphobe or whatever the case may be. But at the end of the day, yeah, they got to have her involved because we've seen what happens when creators aren't involved. It's not like they can step in there anyway, you know, without JK Rowling, because JK Rowling was smart enough to say, yo, I'll license my stuff out, but you still got to come back to me in order to get this thing off the ground. I'm not going to give my blessings towards any Harry Potter project without me being involved, all right? And that's a smart move on her part. She's got to be involved. She's intimately tied into the Harry Potter franchise. So it doesn't matter what it is when it comes to, you know, a fabulous game like Hogwarts Legacy, breaking records. She's involved. She's getting her cut. It's not just about her getting her cut. She's going to let you know what will and will not work. And you need that, especially when you're talking about taking something out of a big franchise that's beloved by many and trying to adapt it into some other medium. In her case, they're adapting her books into a television show. But what happens when you try to adapt a cartoon into a movie or to a TV show? How does that work? Yeah, we recently have seen how this works, okay? You don't want this kind of reaction when you're talking about adapting a huge IP. You don't want 59% on the tomato meter and 75% on the audience score. You might say, well, that's not terrible, DA. You know, I've seen way worse stuff like, you know, Madam Web. Obviously, yeah, we've seen way worse stuff like Madam Web, but this is not good. Avatar: The Last Airbender is a much bigger franchise than Madam Web, and it seems like it's just very, very mixed feelings about it. Compare that to One Piece. Yeah, this is what you're looking for, all right? 85% over here, 95%. It's like damn near universal praise from the audience. And then, you know, 85%, like if a rando just stumbles upon this and says, oh, 85%, all right, sounds like it might be good. I'll give it a chance, you know? I'll give it a watch, and, you know, it looks like the audience is really enjoying it, you know, in the 90s. You know, so it's like, okay, maybe this might be all right. That's the kind of optics that you want on your series. And that's what happens when you have a creator involved, like Eiichiro Oda was involved with One Piece from beginning to end. He didn't just abandon it in the middle because of creative differences. He says, we're either going to do it my way or we're not going to do it at all. And maybe that's the mistake that Bright made, Brian Konietzko and Michael Dante DiMartino. And that's why we end up with this. Something that's, you know, just less loved. You know, the critics aren't loving it as much. The audience isn't loving it as much. And I guarantee you, that ain't what David Zaslav wants when it comes to this Harry Potter thing, all right? He wants this thing to be a home run out of the park. It's a huge franchise, as we saw with Hogwarts Legacy. If you do it right, you're about to make buco bucks. All right, you're going to cash in mightily. So yeah, having JK Rowling involved is absolutely the smart thing to do. When running down the franchises that Warner Brothers Discovery is reinvigorating during Friday's fourth quarter earnings call, CEO David Zaslav trumpeted the studio's commitment to the Harry Potter franchise and confirmed that the author JK Rowling is involved in the upcoming series adaptation of the beloved books. We've not been shy about our excitement around Harry Potter. The last film was made more than a dozen years ago. Now he's talking about the last Harry Potter movie. It seemed like he don't even count them Fantastic Beast joints at all. I was in London a few weeks ago with Casey Bloy, CEO of HBO, and Channing Dungey, chairperson of the Warner Brothers Television, and we spent some real time with JK and her team, Zaslav said. Both sides just thrilled to be reigniting this franchise. Our conversations were great, and we couldn't be more excited about what's ahead. Yeah, I think there's going to be a lot going on with the Harry Potter franchise. Obviously, they're going to do the books, okay? They're going to redo the books, and I think that's a smart move. Just for the fact that you're going to bring in a lot of new fans, people that, you know, maybe didn't grow up with the movies, but you now got kids that are going to be coming in. Think about it. Like if they made the last movie, as he says, a dozen years ago, you know, now you're going to have kids that have been born that necessarily didn't grow up with those movies like they were watching them as fans of the movies. So now in 2 years from now, you're going to have kids that are going to be introduced to Harry Potter perhaps for the first time. You know, maybe they've heard about the books, but they really wasn't into the films, you know, and now you're going to bring out a show just for them. And that's what's going to help this thing take off even more. The Harry Potter franchise just continues to grow. And it's because of, things like Hogwarts Legacy. You have the Universal, Wizarding World lands at their theme park. So you have that. You're going to have a TV show jumping off. And in my opinion, you need to keep going because you got other fans of Harry Potter that are like, well, okay, we good with this, but what else can you tell in this story? Now, you guys know I did a whole breakdown of the Marauders, all right? The Marauders television show. They absolutely need to do that. I don't think there's any reason not to do a Marauders show. I think everybody has been wanting that, especially Harry Potter heads. They've been wanting a Marauders show for the longest time. And so at some point in time, they got to just go ahead and do that. Pull the trigger on that and make that thing happen. When you talk about expanding your franchise, expanding the lore and building out, that's a definite period of time that a lot of fans have been wanting to have explored. The pre-Harry Potter era, when Voldemort basically was on the rise, all of that stuff can be extraordinarily fascinating. The First Order of the Phoenix, the Death Eaters starting to, culminate and starting to really dominate the Wizarding World, all of that stuff. And then what is Dumbledore doing and what's all going down at Hogwarts and everything, and then of course you have lovable characters like the Marauders, in the center of it all, as a centerpiece of it all, and then the betrayal and all of the backstabbing that was going on, the Longbottoms getting taken down, all of the stuff that's going down with this series during that era is fascinating, and they really need to jump into that. Watch that Marauders video if you guys haven't. I'll link it above if you didn't see it, because I thought it was really good, a good breakdown of what it could do. It's one of my older videos, but I still think that those plot lines and storylines could absolutely be fleshed out. So check that out. And I thought this was interesting as well. Wall Street Journal put this article up. Can Warner Brothers uncancel JK Rowling? The new studio boss's David Zaslav sees his mission as salvaging a rocky relationship with the creator of Harry Potter. I don't think there's anything to cancel when it comes to JK Rowling. Nothing at all. As I've stated on several occasions, you cannot cancel greatness. Greatness is. And if somebody makes something amazing, like in the case of JK Rowling creating the Harry Potter franchise, you just can't cancel her. You can't cancel the franchise because there's too many people that love it and it's great. And it's not great because people like JK Rowling. People can hate JK Rowling all they want to, but that doesn't matter. All that matters is, hey, she made a great, amazing franchise. And no matter how much you hate this woman, this franchise stands alone. It's almost like one of those situations where you can absolutely separate the art from the artist. You can absolutely do that if you want to. And a lot of people have. There's a lot of people that disagree with her points of view. They're like, yeah, but I'm still going to play Hogwarts Legacy because I love Hogwarts Legacy. I'm still going to be watching this Harry Potter TV show because Harry Potter is part of my life. I hate to tell you guys that if you thought that this woman was ever going to get canceled, it's not possible. So this headline of uncanceling JK Rowling, she's never been canceled. All right. She's always been sitting on top where she's been ever since she created this thing. She has never been canceled. She's been tried. They've tried to immensely. But it seems like every year she's just making more and more money off of this franchise. You can't cancel greatness. But of course, that won't stop people from trying, right? Now, look at this. This is a Harry Potter Twitter account that used to cover Harry Potter wizarding news, right? And this person says award-winning news service established in 2002 to cover Harry Potter, now reporting on the demise of JK Rowling's legacy. This is where these people are. These people are insane. Wait, you're dedicating an entire Twitter page to just reporting on JK Rowling's demise. And then they put this thing out there. Whoever did this clearly understood how bad JK Rowling would get going forward. This was in June of 2020 in Edinburgh, Scotland, where Harry Potter author JKR famously resides and where her handprints are cast in stone. And, some people threw some stuff over that and then put a little, flag up there, And I mean, it's like, okay, but did that have any impact on her career? Did that have any impact on Harry Potter? No. You can't cancel greatness. Even this yucklehead right here doing this wizarding news, you can't cancel greatness, bro. Whoever you are, all right? And, it says, this was years before she was canoodling with far-right fascists and neo-Nazis online, as far as the public knows anyway. She writes good books. No, she doesn't. But you were the one that was, you covered this. What are you talking about? She doesn't. She doesn't write good books, but you were covering it. Your entire reason for being was to cover her books. So what are you talking about? See, these people have lost their marbles, man. They've absolutely lost their marbles. Oh, she doesn't write good books. You guys are so dramatic. You hate her because she speaks on truth and sex and femalehood. You can't handle the truth. Wrong. We despise JK Rowling today because of her years of inexcusable queerphobic behavior and rhetoric targeting LGBTQ folks incessantly. JK Rowling has come out and said the opposite of all of that. She has come out and said, yo, I don't have a problem with people living their lives. I just feel like women are women. Biological women are a thing. And you cannot erase us out of existence by trying to say, well, these other people are also women. No, that's basically all she's dealing with is the reality of the situation. I mean, but you can't cancel her, okay? Unfortunately, you cannot cancel this woman. You know, they say, yeah, they previously met her before. Yeah, and the reality is at the end of the day, she's still going to have her views. And you can say, yo, I disagree with you. If you say you disagree with somebody, you can disagree with somebody and say, hey, it is what it is. You think differently, than I think. And, I have my beliefs, you have yours. But at the end of the day, she cannot be canceled. You cannot cancel this person, no matter how hard you try. This guy says you're providing free advertising for Harry Potter. Yawn. And then he goes on to some of the purposes of his account to call attention to JKR's transphobia, to advocate a boycott of JKR's work, and then provide context and insight into disturbing links between far-right extremism, gender-critical bigotry, and other forms of These people have absolutely lost it. Look, no hate towards these individuals, of course, but you're not thinking clearly about the things that you're saying. To say that, she's a far-right extremist, and this is basically another hint of her far-right extremism or something to that effect is just absolutely ludicrous. And then you got this other delusional post. Now, this guy is responding to this streamer post about Francesca Gardner, who's going to be the showrunner for the Harry Potter series. She was an award-winning writer on Succession. So he says, being a writer on an award-winning show like Succession, you're likely not desperate enough to be working alongside an infamous transphobe like JK Rowling, a producer on this Harry Potter series. She's more than just a producer, bro. She's the creator. She's the originator. Harry Potter don't exist without JK Rowling. Are you kidding me? Oh, she's just a producer. No, she's more than that. All right. Way more than that. But yeah, framing LGBTQ plus community as a danger is getting kids killed. When did she do this? At what point in time did she do this at all? Again, this is what happens. They have to resort to lying. They got to resort to just making stuff up. And that's the problem. When you're on the other side of the truth, all right? When people are just spitting facts and logic and reason at you, and you got to try to battle that, the only thing you can battle facts and logic with is with lies and gaslighting. That's the only thing you got. You don't have the truth on your side. So you got to gaslight and you got to lie. You got to try to twist things around so they can fit your narrative. And that's the big problem. All J.K. Rowling is doing is spitting truth, And then he tried, she's saying that the LGBTQ community is a danger. Now, let me go to this post. Now, this is the words of the woman herself, all right? This is what she's saying. Sex isn't real. There's no same-sex attraction. If sex isn't real, the lived reality of women globally is erased. I know and love trans people. Do you hear the hatred in her voice when she's saying, I know and love trans people? But erasing the concept of sex removes the ability of many to meaningfully discuss their lives. It isn't hate to speak the truth. You see, again, she's just talking about the truth. And it's not her truth. It's the truth that biological women are a thing. And you can't just erase women and, gender and sex. You can't just erase these things, That's what she's basically saying. The idea that women like me who've been empathetic to trans people for decades, all right? Empathetic to trans people for decades. Where's the hate? Where's the community is a danger? Where is all of this language in here? I'm not seeing it. Feeling kinship because they're vulnerable in the same way as women, i.e. to male violence. And, she throws the male violence piece in here, So she's definitely on the side of feminism. On the left, all right? She's definitely hard left. Hate trans people because they think sex is real and has lived consequences is a nonsense. So she's saying to say that people hate trans people because they think, biological sex is real is just stupid. It's just stupid, all right? I respect every trans person's right to live any way that feels authentic and comfortable to them. I'd march with you if you were discriminated against on the basis of being trans. At the same time, my life has been shaped by being female. I do not believe it's hateful to say so. So, yeah. Basically, you can't cancel this chick, all right? She's right. Most people say she's right. You cannot cancel her. You can't cancel her books. You can't cancel the Harry Potter franchise. You can't cancel none of this stuff. You're wasting your breath and your time. The Harry Potter show is going to come out in 2026, and in my opinion, it's going to be a smash success because JK Rowling is sitting right there alongside of it, just like all of these other creators that shepherd their work all the way through the adaptation process. Oh, no, you're not adapting my shit. I'm going to sit there right with you, looking over your shoulder, just making sure everything is A-okay. That's what JK Rowling is about to do, But all the people that are trying to cancel this chick and say, nah, don't watch it, don't this, you're just wasting your breath and your time. And you're giving us stuff to laugh at, all right? Because when this thing becomes wildly popular, guess what we're going to be doing? Talking about how wildly popular it is and how your boycott didn't work yet again, all right? But anyway, folks, you guys let me know what you think about this situation. Again, I'm a Harry Potter head, so I'm really looking forward to seeing the show. What are your ideas, if you have any, for a Harry Potter series? What would you do outside of the books? Not just the books, but outside of that. A lot of people say go back to the beginning and tell the story of the four founders. Some people say, hey, the rise of Voldemort is more of a very, a fascinating story to tell. I'm rocking with anything. I low-key didn't hate the Fantastic Beasts films. I just think that, they probably wasn't going to work, for most people. Harry Potter, you got to kind of stick with Hogwarts. Hogwarts is where it all began, and that's kind of where Harry Potter is going to be at its best, or at least this particular world, a coming of age film set in a wizard school and all the stuff that goes around that, that's the stuff that people want. They want to go back to Hogwarts. And because Fantastic Beasts didn't have hardly any Hogwarts in it, people are like, man, I'm not really interested in this, But anyway, you guys let me know what you think. Jump down in the comments, give me your thoughts and opinions on that. And thanks for watching. See you next time.